I always knew I wanted to be an attorney at law. My mother thought it was hilarious, though, that I wanted to be a lawyer, I wanted to be a journalist. And I would switch very regularly from one to the other. Then I decided that I wanted to be both. But I've always known that this was the path that I wanted to take, and it was really important to me to therefore have the opportunity to come to the Norman Manley Law School and be allowed to have that dream become a reality. I grew up not knowing any lawyers, and I certainly didn't know any international lawyers, and so it was so important to me to be able to have the experiences that I did at the Norman Manley Law School, having former NMLS students come in who were now international lawyers, helping us as we prepared for the Philip C. Jessup International Law Moot. As a law student, you don't take that for granted. And Norman Manley also allowed me the opportunity to not go once but twice to that mooting competition in Washington, D.C., just expanding what I thought was possible, allowing me to meet some of the best and brightest law students around the world. I also benefited from the CCJ internship as part of the Norman Manley Law School's opportunities made available to me. I had the chance to go to Trinidad and Tobago and to be an intern at the Caribbean Court of Justice, and it has made me a passionate regionalist and proudly committed to the products of our law schools, especially the Norman Manley Law School, and what it is that we as a region can produce and send out into the world. There are many ways that Norman Manley has helped me be the lawyer that I am today, but some of the big ones, well, helping me see the value of opportunities and grabbing them when I can. Norman Manley has been really, really good about helping us understand that thinking like a lawyer is a skill that will go with you through the rest of your life. In my current position as CEO of the American Chamber of Commerce of Jamaica, I'm not acting as an attorney in my day-to-day job, but the power of thinking like an attorney is undefeated. My ability to think like an attorney as I carry out my journalism functions, absolutely useful, but also a superpower as well. It also helped me see the importance of making friends and then having the opportunity to rely on them. You have your tutorial groups, but you also have people that you've been making your way through law school with this entire time, and so they're your colleagues, they're the people that you call on. And to this day, almost a decade later, my colleagues and I have regular conversations, and so it's really important, not only for colleagues here in Jamaica, but also across the region, that I be able to have that connection with them as they have with me. I have some really good memories at the Norman Manley Law School. Struggle, rough times, law school is hard, but some people made it possible for me to make it through law school and to make it as a better and more whole human being through the entire process. Nancy Anderson, rest in peace, was the first person to take me to the Tower Street Adult Correctional Facility, GP. And there she brought me there as part of a human rights project to deal with people who had been incarcerated and held in our prisons but had never been convicted. Those people were unfit to plead, and we worked on a particular case of one man who had been held for 33 years for something that, had he been tried and convicted, would have seen him in prison for a maximum of 7 years. That injustice is something that definitely sat with me and informs the kind of work that I do today. It's Dorcas White, Miss White, remedies teacher and overall person who helps develop the character that you are. I have so many good memories of Miss White, but one of them was a remedies class where she taught us how to apologize. And you would be so surprised, especially in a profession where you can be arrogant, or you can be the kind of person that isn't as glorious as you could be in life, but the ability to apologize, and the ability to apologize well, sincerely, with the depth of feeling that truly is necessary for persons to understand that you are changing your habits and changing your behavior, is a lesson I have taken through the rest of my life. Law school at the end became very rough. It became very, very hard. It became very, very difficult. And I contemplated not graduating. I was truly disillusioned by some of the things that had happened to me. And I decided that I'll take a break. I'll reassess this law thing. Maybe, in fact, this isn't for me. And Miss Ina said, let's go. And she is the reason I graduated. And so to her, I give the most thanks, because in a school population that's large with so many students to have to deal with, I didn't feel like I was left behind. And so it's been so critical and important to me to remember that, because that is part of my law school journey. I would never have left if I didn't have the support of Miss Ina along the way. It's so important for me to have the opportunity to give back to the Norman Manley Law School, because so many who left the school before I did came back to give to me. It was their commitment to service, something that Norman Manley teaches you and inculcates, that allows me to come back as well. I would have spoken to people who are now within the profession, and that has allowed me to then do what has been taught to me, which is to give, to be of service. And there's no higher calling that an attorney can have than to be of service, and to be of service to other attorneys at law as they make their way into the world, as they meet different circumstances, but also as they try to figure out different branches of the law to be part of. If I can be part of that and be any help to them, I'm happy to do so, as those before me have been able to do for me.